Hi everybody. I searched for quite a while this morning and I finally found a record that I've been searching for months. Goodness knows why I put it where I did, but I haven't seen it in a long time. And I knew I had it, but today I was fortunate enough to find it. And you're in for a treat. This is the only recording that I know of by Rube Goldberg. Rube Goldberg was, of course, the famous early cartoonist. He drew these lovely cartoons about crazy contraptions, and they were just, fun to watch. He would have all kinds of crazy ways to do very easy chores. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Rube Goldberg's cartoons. He was a very talented man, and in a few minutes we're going to hear Rube Goldberg himself with "Father Was Right" on a Pathe vertically cut record from my collection. I found this a long time ago, and I finally was able to play it thanks to the Vixonia reproducer that I rebuilt about a month ago or so. The nice thing about Pathe records is you never know what you're going to find on a Pathe record. Pathe seem to record just about anything and anyone that they thought might be of interest to the record buying public. And so you find real oddball stuff on Pathe records, and it just makes their recordings fun to find. Whenever I find a vertically cut Pathe, it's always exciting to me because you just never know what it's gonna be. You don't find them very often, but when you do, it's always exciting because there's always a chance that you'll get an obscure artist who became famous, or just an obscure song that was never recorded or was only recorded for Pathe. So anyway, when we come back in a couple of seconds, we're going to hear "Father Was Right" by Rube Goldberg himself. Okay? So we'll see you in a few. We're going to play it on the Victor 3, one of my Victor 3s, with oak horn from my collection. See you in a few. Okay, we're back. This is one of my Victor 3s with smooth oak horn. And you can see I've got the Vixonia reproducer ready to play "Father Was Right" by the great Rube Goldberg. Now, a couple of things before we start recording and listening. This particular Pathe recording was not one of their better ones. Unfortunately, Rube's voice comes through very quietly, as though he wasn't standing or positioned, let's say, close enough to the recording horn. And so what I'm going to have to do to compensate is I'm going to have to hold the camera rather close to the oak horn here, so you can hear everything that Rube is saying. It's funny as heck. If you listen close to what Rube is speaks about, it's really funny. It's a really funny recording. Tells about how he should have listened to his father in the decisions that some of the decisions that he made when he was younger, and it's a lot of fun. But there's, as is typical with these vertically cut Pathe recordings, there's substantial surface noise, which is it's the way they were when they were brand new. And this record, believe me, is in excellent, nearly unplayed condition. So anyway, without further ado, let's hear "Father Was Right" by the wonderful early cartoonist Rube Goldberg. And I hope you enjoy it. I'll kick it off here. And if I can snake my hand in here to lower the reproducer. Here we go.
When I told my dad that I'd made up my mind to wed, pick out a girl, he said, whose relatives are dead. Little did I know the wisdom of my dear old dad. I didn't wed an orphan, but I wish the Lord I had. Father was right. Father was right. My wife cuts by the dozen call on us nights. They all get there at supper time and bring their appetites. They wear out all our spoons and plates, come in droves of tens and eights. I married the whole United States. Father was right. Getting worse. One day I told my dad I'd like to own a motor car. He puffed on his cigar and said, "You won't go far." I bought a car to show him that I knew a thing or two. I said goodbye and turned the crank, and that's the last I knew. Father was right. Father was right. Now my sliver has my liver twisted out of sight. And when I hear an auto horn, I want to start a fight. My back is stiffer than a board. The springs have cut me like a sword. Does anyone want to buy a Ford? Father was right. I'm suffering as much as you. One day wrong again. Father said move to the country where the zephyr blows, for quiet and repose, where they have no picture shows. Now I know that Father wasn't talking through his hat. There's a moving picture theater right beneath our little flat. Father was right. Father was right. Now my family's at the movies, morning, noon, and night. My wife's so used to darkness, I'm afraid to make a light. Her only friends are on the screen. Instead of good old pork and beans, she feeds me movie magazines. Father was right.
There it is. Just a minute. I gotta switch hands here. I was laughing. I don't know if you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I've only listened to it a couple times, but just listening to it was funny. I couldn't help but laugh. You know, my hand was jiggling, I'm sure, when as he was telling about the car, that car that he bought. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And so that was Rube Goldberg, perhaps his only recording that is known, and it was a good one. Unfortunately, very, very poorly recorded by Pathe, but at least we have it. So thanks for stopping in again, and take care, everyone.